Hello and welcome back, Exiles. This is Ghost Activity, and today I want to talk to you guys about my Flicker Strike Invoker Monk that I've been really having a blast with for the last few days. And so I want to go over the character, go over the skill tree, the ascendancy points, gonna go over the gems, the gear, and I'll run a map at the end of the video. So for starters, we are an Invoker Monk. And reason why we're an Invoker Monk, because in my opinion, it's just the best of the two. Unfortunately, we don't have the third Monk Ascendancy just yet. We'll have to wait and see what that is. I'm super eager as a really big Monk enjoyer myself, but don't want to get sidetracked. But yeah, we're an Invoker Monk. Really enjoy Lead Me Through Grace. It pretty much solves all of our spirit problems. We don't have to worry about getting spirit and any other sort of equipment. But you must understand you cannot gain spirit from other equipment. So you just got to get yourself a big ES evasion hybrid chest, and that solves all of your spirit problems and just allows us to fit in a lot of our spirit gems without any issue. And then we go I am the Blizzard for damage is extra cold. And right now I'm taking I am the Flunder for some more damage is extra lightning. Alternatively, you could swap over to Meditate if you like, if you've got a high amount of ES, or if you're CI, for example. I've chosen to not go CI. Maybe if I do end up getting a little more ES and increasing that total ES, I could swap that over to Meditate myself. But for now, I've really been enjoying this setup here and don't really see any reason to make any changes. And then lastly, we are Sunder My Enemies. Critical hits ignore non-negative enemy monster elemental resistances. So super smooth, and I think those are your four best options. And then as far as the skill tree, we're just taking a lot of attack speed. We're taking the ES and energy shield where we can. And then if you guys are familiar with the, where is it here? From Nothing Diamond Jewel that allows us to allocate passives within the radius of Walker of the Wilds. And Walker of the Wilds allows us to mana leech based on our elemental damage as opposed to physical damage. And so this is just super strong. And earlier on in the league it was quite expensive because people were catching on to onto the tech. And so, but as you can see, it just allows us to travel to a lot of these nodes that would otherwise take us a lot of passive points. So, for example, we've got Dizzying Hits, Stupefy. Like it's just you can see for yourself, right? And so I've managed to gather all these points that it allows us to, and we can even come over here and get heart stopping. It's just super strong, right? So it's definitely gone down in price. By no means do you need this jewel, but I would highly recommend it if you can afford to scoop it up. But yeah, otherwise it's just pretty similar, pretty basic skill tree. We got to take some intelligence, which is no big deal, but it's a lot of just crit. I really enjoy these nodes here: increase energy shield recharge rate per 4 dexterity, and increased evasion rating while you have energy shield. I think this is super comfy. Obviously, it's really kind of difficult to solve like ES recoup. We don't have like unfortunately we can't take advantage of like ES leech. I know there's the Essentia Sanguius unique gloves that allows us to leech energy shield, but just can't manage to fit that unique into the build. So I think these are super nice, and just there's attack speed, it's crit chance, crit bonus, right? It's just pretty cookie cutter for the right side of the monk passive tree. But that's pretty much it on the passive tree. As far as the gear, well, let's go over the skill gems here first. So Tempest Flurry, myself, I found to be the most comfortable and most ideal skill gem to use here. Obviously, earlier on, Ice Strike is perfectly fine, but at this point in time now with the gear and where we are in terms of like level, I'm level 96 here. Um, I've found Tempest Flurry to just feel the smoothest of the choices that we do have, and so yeah, Tempest Flurry, and we'll get into how my gem level is level 30. We'll get into that later. Maybe some of you are wondering how is it so darn high. Seems maybe a bit unusual. We'll get to that. So support gems, we'll try and rapid fire through this. Rapid, no pun intended. Rapid attacks. Rage 3 Crescendo is super nice for the ancestrally boosted. Efficiency 2 and Rigwald's Ferocity gives us a ton more attack speed if it's used in the weapon set 1, which it is, of course, at all times. And then the star of the show, Flicker Strike, again, level 30. Perpetual Charge, Rage Forged, Close Combat. And I've recently been trying out Ancestral Call, which enables our strike skills to be ancestrally boosted once every 3 seconds. And the ancestrally boosted, for strike skills specifically, it allows strike skills to target 2 additional nearby enemies. As far as slam skills, that doesn't matter. Strike skills, so I've been testing that out. Alternatively, you can slot in a concentrated effect here, which is perfectly fine, and you get more damage. But I'm just trying out the ancestrally boosted. It's pretty fun. So yeah, and then lastly we have Culmination 2 for the combo, and then of course we can't forget about Charge Staff. This is a must. We use our power charges to turn on the Charge Staff. So we're prolonged duration, elemental armament, shock, innervate, and heightened charges. Hand of Chayula is what we're going to be using to generate power charges on bosses, and we'll get into that. I'll explain how we're doing that as well, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So we're Sniper's Mark, Charge Profusion, Culmination, Rapid Attacks, and Aleth's Chimes. 10% chance to gain a power charge when expending combo. So we generate combo when we attack on the boss or whenever we're just attacking in general. And so the idea is you're attacking the boss and you're going to have a number here. I'm currently at 0 combo, but as you attack, and that this is also why you really want a lot of attack speed in the build, is very important. So you can generate this combo fast. But ideally, you generate up to like 50 or whatever amount of combo. You hit your hand of Chula, you've got all your power charges, and then you can just Flicker Strike and one tap the boss. So that's the tech on single target. And it's really nice because you don't have to swap gems. There's no sort of swapping the skill tree or anything like that, which I really don't enjoy. So I'm really a big fan of that. Next, we have Herald of Thunder, Elemental Armament, Lightning Mastery, Ambush, 100% crit chance against enemies on full life, super, super strong. Magnified Area, of course, and Blind. Charge Regulation allows us to gain 25% critical hit chance when we have a power charge, and we do generate all of the different types of charges. So we get more defenses when we have Endurance Charge, and we get more skill speed when we have a Frenzy Charge. How do you get a Frenzy Charge? It's by using Hand of Chayula. Super cool. And Wind Dancer. Maim, Pin, Magnified Area, Blind, and Close Combat. Ghost Dance is absolute must, like I talked about earlier. It's kind of hard to recoup energy shield and recover your energy shield, so this is just like a no-brainer, right? Ghost Dance is super super strong in terms of like spirit gems. This has got to be one of the best spirit gems in the game if you're using energy shield, and you also have evasion as well. So compressed duration, and then I have a little bit of extra spirit, so I've got warm blooded here and clarity. For we definitely don't need any more mana regen. We can leech all of our mana back. We have no mana problems, but I have extra spirit, and this seemed to be the only option that you know so also, lastly, we have Cast on Crit, and this is also how we're generating our power charges on the fly, and it's with Profane Ritual. Marks a corpse with Profane Rune, dealing chaos damage over time. When the ritual is complete, the corpse is consumed and you gain a power charge. So if you're not familiar with Cast on Critical, this is casting when we crit, and so you generate your power charges this way. But obviously, it doesn't. You're not going to be able to generate charges on the boss, for example. So that's why I talked about Hand of Chayula generation. So we're Corpse Conservation, Charge Profusion, Overabundance, and Swift Affliction. So those are the skilled gems and the supports. In terms of why my gem levels are plus 11 from global modifiers. Well, now we'll get into the gear, and that'll explain that. So there you have it. We're +6 levels of not melee skill gems. This is +6 levels of all attack skills. So not only is that giving +6 to the Tempest Flurry, to the Flicker Strike, excuse me, need some water. Charge Staff, but it also benefits Herald of Thunder, which is super nice. Even Wind Dancer as well. So yeah, for the gear, this is my quarterstaff. I did make a crafting video going over how to craft this. If you're able to fracture the LE2 attacks, then this craft the rest of the way is very deterministic, and there's really no chance of failure or bricking the item. That's the only step. And I just want to mention, I didn't mention this in the video, but by no means do I think this is like the best, the strongest quarterstaff you can use on the monk for this sort of build or any other monk build. But for the cost and for how easy it is to craft this, you can't go wrong. You really just can't beat it. And so that's what I've kind of settled on. And I've decided to just pursue other upgrades and sink my money into other sort of pieces of gear or whatever it may be. There's a lot of other things that can definitely sink your money into in PoE 2. It's really got that money sink now. So yeah, but that's that. If you want to know how to craft this, then I'll link that crafting video in the description. And also, yeah, I want to talk about there's a lack of flat damage on the weapon, and that's because we make up for the flat on the rings, which I'm still missing. This ring is pretty darn good, but I could get another flat roll instead of that evasion. But yeah, we make up for the loss of flat on the weapon with a lot of flat on the rings here. This ring could improve definitely. By no means am I done gearing the character, but I feel like I'm at the stage enough to where I can happily showcase where I'm at in the build. And then also we've got the gloves, which has a ton of flat as well. I also self-crafted these myself. I think it's going to be a lot more costly to craft these now in the league. I crafted these like a week or more ago, and it really wasn't too bad. The runes here themselves are like 15 divines on their own. I don't know what I paid for them at the time, but anyways, this is also another pretty easy craft. Again, it just might be a little bit more expensive, but it involves using all the new omens and the abyss crafting to pretty easily achieve this result. And yeah, so that's the gloves. And then, like I talked about earlier, this is our only way we generate or we kind of gain our spirit is through our chest. We've got a ton of evasion and energy shield. We get a little bit of resist, and that's that. You just want to make sure you. I think it's yeah. You need at least 220 total spirit to fit in. I should have mentioned this when I was talking about the gems, but you need at least 220 spirit to fit in all of these spirit gems here, and it might end up being a little bit less than that. I'm not 100% because the quality on cast on crit is increased mana reservation efficiency, and also I really don't know how much it really makes a difference, but I have increased spirit reservation efficiency on the helmet as well, which by no means do I need. It just happens to be there, and so there's that. And yeah, this is the helmet, just a ton of energy shield, and I've got crit chance because crit chance is super important, or crit with some resistance, and that reservation efficiency could also be some resist, could be another resist roll as well. Here we are with the amulet. Opted to go for a gold amulet for can't really. It's kind of, at least earlier on, I could maybe fit a little bit more rarity on to the character, but for now this is all we have. It's by no means is it a lot, but again, this also was a self-crafted project. Uh, I don't have a video on it, but I can go over the craft if you guys are interested. Again, I think it might be more cheaper now to craft something like this, but yeah, it was really, really easy. Took me a couple of attempts on the Desecration to finally hit the tier 1 max energy shield, but we hit that. There's a couple other options you can unveil there instead of the max ES, but yeah, that's a whole other topic. And then the boots, I did not craft these, but you certainly could craft these yourself as well. I'm still missing the movement speed sockets on the boots here, which are also very expensive, just like the gem or the just like the ones for the gloves. So if we come over here, this one here, yeah. So these are like, okay, see. So I can still throw those in there, and then we'll have a ton more base movement speed. But again, hybrid hybrid shoes here. We need intelligence. Intelligence is important to fit in the reservation of cast on crit. You need a minimum of 137, and then you need a minimum of 147, I believe it is, for Herald of Thunder. So yeah, there's that. Now we have a Headhunter, but by no means do you need a Headhunter. This is what I was using before Headhunter. Resistance, life, and charm slots, and just whatever else you want to get on the belt. Headhunter's fine, it's nice, but by no means do you need it. Get it when you can, but you don't need it. Okay, so. And then the charms, Nascent Hope is super nice because, again, I said earlier, it's kind of hard to solve Energy Shield Recharge. This is super nice. When this charm procs, Energy Shield Recharge will start. So that's super nice. You can kind of, not entirely, but you can kind of put that out of your mind, worrying about, my ES is going to regen. Oh, I gotta pour it out, or I gotta run away and let it recharge. There's really none of that, having to worry about that. And then Stone Charm for the stun, can't be stunned, and I felt like Bleeding Charm was a good idea, considering that goes 3S. So there's that. Other than that, I don't really think there's much else to discuss about the character. Um, oh, on the skill tree, Subterfuge Mask is super important. And that's why you want a pure ES helmet to take the full advantage of Subterfuge Mask, okay? Glad I didn't forget about that. But yeah, like I said, still can improve on the rings. Still could get the sockets here in the boots. We've got a Headhunter now. Yeah, its build's feeling really good. I'll run a map and show you guys what it's like in action. I've got this one here. Breach, Ritual, pretty juicy. And we'll run this 80 rarity, more monster life, extra cold, more monster resist, monsters are armored and more marked for death. Also, guys, just want to mention I do stream live on Twitch, twitch.tv ghost_activity. I am streaming the build live almost daily, so feel free to pop by if you have any questions or just want to hang out. But that's it. We start off by generating our power charges, getting our charge staff online, and then from there, any additional power charges you generate are just available for Flicker Strike. And then every time your charge staff, falls off, then you just refresh. And you can see our mana leech is just insane with Walker of the Wilds. Breaches take a little long. Maybe I'll just skip this breach so we're not in this map the whole time. And this is 80 rarity map here, so you can really tell the difference, right, and how kind of loot we end up getting here. I'll turn off the acceleration shrine here too. Definitely don't need that. And we're running this map, just in case I didn't mention, we are running this without the Headhunter, just to show you it's by no means necessary. And it never gets old, right? Just flickering the whole screen in one tap. Yeah, we'll just turn that off too. We don't need shrines, but I definitely enjoy shrines. Sometimes you get the XP shrine, which is super cool. Rarity shrine is big. But yeah, we don't need any shrines. We don't need no Headhunter buffs. This is all just Invoker power. Okay, that's awkward. Can't click that. So yeah, this has been my favorite build of the league so far, and still probably enjoy it for at least another couple days, if not another week, before maybe I move on to another build. If you guys have any interesting builds or want to share what you're currently playing, by all means, I'll always keen to try out new, fun, and interesting builds. Potentially, maybe considering a Stormweaver next. I haven't even played any sort of Sorceress. I haven't checked out the Sorceress by no means at all. Since the launch of PoE 2 Early Access, all I really played was Monk. Monk's my jam. Played a lot of it in Diablo 3, and so yeah. But it's definitely, the time's coming to try some other classes out, so yeah. See, we're not really sweating our ass off. It's by no means is this build immortal. By no means is this build immortal. You know, we still are very what's it called? We're not immune to chaos resist. Of course, we're not CI, and we're only 18% chaos resist, so we can definitely die to chaos damage. But I haven't died for quarter of the way through to level 97. I haven't died in a long while. I can't remember the last time I died. So yeah, we lost our charge staff. Always want to make sure you keep that up. And we do have a boss, which is nice. Yeah, see, this is kind of a bit sketchy, these tiny, small, condensed areas here with all this chaos, these chaos spores on the ground. But you can manage. More movement speed definitely helps out with that sort of situation. This is also a cleansed map too, which is super lucrative. Is this the boss? Oh, here we got more Abyss. Where's the boss? Oh, the boss is here. Okay, we got a monsters in the boss area here. Okay. Don't see this too often. So there's that. Oh, we still not done yet, but that's, there we are. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want more content similar to this, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for more Path of Exile content. I'll see you guys on the next one.